French-based edition of Le Motoring Northwest with me, Mark Stone, and Ken LeCam, here down at Untried with Citroen's new C1. These little cars first came out in 2005 as part of the Peugeot PSA B0 project, in which the C1, Peugeot's 107 and Toyota's Aygo were all built in the same factory in the Czech Republic. So in many respects there's nothing particularly French about these cars, apart from the fact this is the Citroen version. So what's the new C1 like to drive? Well, every manufacturer tells you that the new version is going to be immeasurably better than the one that went before, which at times you take with a pinch of salt. However, the new Citroen C1 is immeasurably better than what went before. It really is a great little thing to drive. Underneath the bonnet, you have the usual and familiar 3-cylinder 1199cc injected petrol engine, knocking out, in this case, 82 brake horsepower and 116 newton meters of torques, all mated to a 5-speed gearbox. And the great thing about the gearbox is the new style gear lever, unlike the old one, doesn't feel like it's going to snap. You have 106 miles per hour top speed, which I would hazard a guess at saying will be quite entertaining in this little thing. 0 to 62, 11 seconds, which for what it is actually quite respectable. The only problem is, in neutral, the engine defaults into can't rev its plums off mode, which means at times pulling out of a junction does get entertaining because you can't cam it up. Little city car. Great thing about this one is it's 3.5 meters long, just over 1.5 meters wide and 1.5 meters high, complete with just over 2 turns lock to lock, 10 meter turning circle. For 10mm it'd have been an absolute cracking achievement. Miles per gallon, they reckon combined 65.7, which I'll be quite honest, I'm getting nowhere near. However, factory figures are all achieved in laboratory conditions, and as you can see, we ain't in a laboratory. Right. It's very lively for what it is. Keep it spinning and away you go. Comfortable. The variable power steering means you can really throw this little thing about, but if you push it too hard into a corner, if you're not quite sure what understeer is, you'll find out very quickly. The view inside's good. Really nice little car to knock about in. And as I've said, Citroen claim it's better, and it is. The car just feels more solid. It feels like a proper car, whereas the outgoing C1 always felt tinny to a degree. Your average baked bean had more protection around it. Apart from the new shape, it maintains the C1's basic ethos, where the back of the car is, when you look through the rear window, wing mirrors, what you see as the back of the car is the back of the car. So parking it in small spaces is absolutely unbelievably easy. What you can see is basically the extremity of the car. You don't have to worry about anything. As I said, this is the 4-door version. They've altered it in the fact that the tailgate is now larger. The parcel shelf is now on the tailgate, which means it cantilevers up. There's nothing flapping about round here. With all the seats up, there's more than enough room for a good week's shopping, and it's just a simple matter of pulling that and both seats are down and you've got significantly more space. Okay, there's a step between the bed of the cargo area and the backs of the seats, but given this car and its size and its instant practicality and the fact that people aren't wanting to put big loads into them, means it's more than adequate and extremely quick to go from a 2-seater with plenty of luggage space or a 4-seater with more than enough luggage, as I said, for a day's shopping or a day. Inside the new C1 is a transformation than what went before. You've now got a far sportier interior. In the case of this one, the flare, you've got leather trim, but that's not a necessity. Little sporty steering wheel, good clear instrumentation. Long gone as the little ref counter that stuck up like an afterthought. It's now a digital one down here. Interestingly, and a good idea, the steering column is adjustable, but as you adjust it, the entire binnacle goes up and down as well, which means you never ever lose sight of the full speedo. All gloss black trim. There's no sat-nav in this, but what you have is a full connectivity system that DAB radio, MP3, it immediately connects to your telephone, which means phone call the car becomes your phone. It also gives you text, it gives you email, anything and everything you want suddenly appears on this large screen. It's extremely comfortable. It really is a comfortable little car to drive. Various other bits and pieces. You've got hill assist, good, clear, concise controls, and instead of the slight haphazard layout that used to be, it is now all grouped round a central pod. 5-speed gearbox that is extremely positive, unlike the one that went before. This, you know you're in gear, you can feel you're in gear. Apart from that, it's very nicely trimmed out inside. And as I said, 2 adults in the front. 2 adults in the back might be pushing it a little bit, but a couple of children in the back, no problem. Or as I've said, more often than not, this will be used for a quick school run and then off shopping. The car is extremely versatile, but the one thing I will say is extremely entertaining and enjoyable to drive. So from this edition of Motoring Northwest and Citroen's new latest spec C1, which I can assure you is a significant improvement on its predecessor, it's au revoir, and I'm going to disappear and get myself Old Charles Aznavour.